Okay, so I'm going to show you a quick video now of the new feature in iOS 10, which is called Hold On Tap. It's needed because some games, I'm just going to turn this off for a second, some games that you might use, for example Badlands, only work by touching and holding down. So for example, holding down and that. Now using that with a typical switch is quite tricky. However, the new feature in iOS 10 is called Hold On Point. So I'm going to quickly show you how to set that up. We're going to go to settings. I'm just going to clear this out a second. Get rid of that. I'm going to add a new switch. We're using a Tapio here. I'm going to external. Press and hold. Now it doesn't really matter what action. I'm just going to set tap for now, but it doesn't really matter what action we use for that because it's all in the switch recipes. So I'm going to just going to clear out the last one. I'm just going to show you how to do that. Create a new recipe, and I'm going to assign a switch, which is switch 1, and we're going to do hold at point. Okay, now this is quite interesting. It allows you to suggest where the tap is going to be. Now I'm just going to take a random guess here because I know that the resume point on Badlands is about here. Okay, now what that will do is every time I now press the switch, once the recipe is launched, it will now press that switch at that point. So I'm just going to say when switches are controlled, it's going to launch the recipe of this new one at hold at point. Switch actions are now working. I'm going to go back to Badlands. Of course, you could activate that recipe within your regular scanning, and there we go. So now that single tap, because it was at that point where resume is, has allowed me to resume it. And pressing and holding, there we go, is working quite nicely. So thanks to everyone who has kind of suggested this feature because it's now in iOS 10. Hopefully it will make it to the final version. Remember, this is a beta at this point. It's not existing in its current form in the live iOS 9. We just have to wait till 10 comes out, which will be later this year. All right, nice one.